If that's you, you can just take that piece of paper and you can file 13 that when you get home. But for others of you, the only time you ever write a check is when you come to church. In fact, when I presented this to our deacons, one of our deacons made that exact statement. He said, the only time I ever write a check is when I come to church. And so we've been working for some time on our ability to be able to give online. And so this morning, I'm going to walk you through the process. If you would like to give online, how you can do that. We've got it incorporated in our banking system, and so everything is ready for you to give online. And so there's a couple of ways that you can do that. And so the first of all, I'm going to walk you through the way in which you can give via just going to the website, going to a web page. And so the place you want to give, go ahead to the next slide, is tithely.com. You can see, this tithely.ly. So I've got it circled for you if you're following along in your handouts. I've got this place circled, tithe.ly. You can go to that web page and then click sign up for free. Now, once you click sign up for free, there's going to be a drop-down menu, and you want to click on the icon that says give to my church. Now, once you click on give to my church, it's going to take you to a screen where you create an account. Now, this will be specifically for you if you're members of our church. Now, this will give us the ability that, we're getting ready to do a fundraiser, and you've got grandparents who live out of state, that if they wanted to give to grandchildren, they could do that without setting up an account. But you would just create an account like you do on anything else, first name, last name, email, and then you would put your own password in there, and then you would have a unique PIN. Go to the next slide. Then it would say your account's been successfully created, okay? And then you would set up a 4-digit PIN that would look like, go to the next screen, you would just set up your PIN, whatever that would be, whether that be your house number, your telephone number, something that you would remember, and then you would set up your PIN, and then that way your unique account would be created. Your web browser will pick up right where you are, and then it would automatically, more than likely, pull up Bethel Baptist Church, but if it doesn't, you can just click on find the nearest church. And then once you're inside the web page, you click on Give Now. And so once you click on Give Now, since it's your first time, you have no payment methods on that screen. And so you don't have a credit card or a debit card or a checking account hooked up to that screen. And so what you're going to do is you're going to either or both and add your debit card. And then if you don't want do your debit card, the next screen, it will let you add your bank account. At the end, I'll tell you which one we would prefer you to do, but you can add your bank account with that as well. Now, when you go to give, it will take you to this screen, and if you notice on the bottom here, you have a place you can go your credit or debit card or your bank account, and so that just depends upon which one that you have signed up to give through. Go ahead to the next slide. No, go back real quick. Now, if you notice right up here, there's a drop-down box where it says tithe. And so there's different accounts that you can give to. And so if you click that drop-down box on tithe, here's what's going to come up. If you give to the elevator fund, you can make that donation. Our big missions offerings, like if you were somebody signed up for our men's conference, did it through our website, one of our deacons. If you're doing the chili fundraiser, you wanted to make a donation to the youth group or team kids, you could put that in right there. All right, let's go to the next screen. Two of the things I'm excited about, first of all, there are fees associated with giving online. It's just the nature of the beast, and we'll talk about those fees at the end. But the next thing that I'm really excited about is you could set up automated giving. And so there's an opportunity that you can give this drop-down box right here. It says every week, but if you click on that drop-down box, if you get paid every week, you want to give every week, you can set it up to do that. If you want to give every 2 weeks, that's when you get paid, you can set it up to do that. If you want to give every month, you can just set it up to do that. If you get paid twice a month, the 1st and the 15th, you can set it up to do that. But go to the next slide. So if you wanted to do it every month, it would bring up another drop-down box, and you would click on the day of the month in which you would want to give your offering. Okay? Go to the next slide. Now, if you don't want to give online, if you go to either your Apple App Store or Android App Store, it will walk you through that exact process of what we just did. It will look exactly like what you just did, and you could set up the automated giving there on your phone. And then if there's a situation comes up and you say, you know what, I forgot, I'm out of town this week, I want to give my tithe, you just go pull up that app, click on it, say, you know what, I want to go ahead and give that, and you could do it right there on your phone. And so if you're on vacation or something like that, you have the opportunity to give while you're away as well. If you go to our website, on their main page, there's an icon that says Give. You click on that, it's going to take you directly to that web page. You'll be able to give there. If you've got people in your family who want to give, they can either go to our website, they can go to our Facebook page. You go to our Facebook page, there's a blue icon on there. You can click Donate. It will go directly to our secure online giving platform here. They'll be able to give through that as well. And so I would encourage you, if you have an iPhone or an Android device, go ahead and set that up on your phone, and it will look like this. You will want to get the green tithe.ly app, and you can just securely store your information there, and you'll be able to give online with that. I really encourage you to set up your automated online giving as well. Now, let me show you, just go through some miscellaneous ideas, okay? All right, so what about your tax statements? This is something we worked through in our finance team and talking with Miss Susan and Miss Ruby. It's really, really simple when it comes to tax statements. First of all, you're going to get an email when you give and let you know exactly what you gave. Secondly, every month it's set up you'll get an automated tax statement, okay? And that's something, if you choose to keep it, you can keep it. But at the end of the year, really, all you do is just run a report of your financial statements, print that, and it stores all the information, and then all we have to do is give that to Ms. Ruby, and she prints it, or it's printed for her, and she just adds it into your financial contributions at the end of the year. Now, what about fees? I highly encourage you to give through your banking account. Okay, there is a 1% fee if you give through your bank account, not your debit card, your bank account. Okay, if you give through a card like a debit or a credit card, it is a 2.9% fee. Okay, now you could choose to cover those fees if you would like to, but it's 1% if you give through your bank account. Now, let me say a word about credit cards. It is our wish, and it is my wish, that you do not tithe on a credit card. We don't think that's God's way of how you handle money. I've heard TV preachers before, hey, if you've got to give, even if you have to put it on a credit card, you give that way. That's not what we are about here at Bethel Baptist Church. We want you to give on the first fruits of what God has blessed you with, and so that means it's your money, not you borrowing it from somewhere else to give to us. And then we've covered the fees as well. And so if this is something that is of interest to you, please go ahead and sign up for that. Create your account online. Don't do it while I'm preaching, but you can download the app, and then you're able to give right there. In fact, we started our Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University, and that's one of the things he said in the first week. Put everything you can on automated giving so that you give it and you know that it's going to be there. And it's that way that should be that way with our giving to our local church. That this is something that God has ordained, that we should be faithful givers in that. And one of the things, and I think this would be just a tremendous blessing to you, that you struggle, and a lot of times, and this is what Dave Ramsey said, he said we create our budget, and we put through everything we've got to give, and then at the end of the month, we say, well, I just don't have enough left over to give. And so he said, he says, turn your budget upside down. Giving should be your top priority. And this way, you can go ahead and set it up. Automatically, this is going to go directly to my church. I know this is what God's called me to do, and I'm going to give faithfully, and I'm going to put that down, that I'm going to be a faithful giver to my local body of believers. Okay? I gave you handouts that you could kind of write some notes down on your before the service started. If you came in late, you probably missed that. I could print some more out for you. But if you have questions, see me. I'd walk with you side by side so that you can be able to give through this platform. Again, some of you don't care a thing in the world about online giving. I get that. But there's people in here that really would. And there's people that we think about in the future that we want to impact with the gospel, and that they'll have the opportunity to give this way as well. Okay? All right, so cut the lights back on, and if